Hi everyone and welcome back to the YouTube channel. So today we are going to talk about a very important topic for you, and it is why most therapists struggle to get clients even if you are a great one. So let me start with this video with a scene that I have seen again and again. So a therapist told me, yes Dylan, I am trying to do my best so that my clients are happy with my work and they get results. And even people thank me, but I am still not getting enough inquiries. So I open the website of the therapist, and I don't see a bad therapist when I see many websites. But I just see a good therapist who built a clinic in the forest. So let me explain that. It's quiet, it's professional, it's full, of good intentions, but there is no road leading to it. There is no orientation on many therapist websites. And a few people who accidentally find the the website, well, they arrive already overwhelmed, look around, feel uncertain, and then they just leave. So this video is really to talk about that problem. Even if you are making great websites, even if you are providing a lot of educational value on your social media, well, people just arrive and then they leave, and nothing happened for you, unfortunately. So we are going to analyze that problem in depth. So this video is about exploring that, and it's not about how to market more, but why so many great therapists don't get clients online because their presence doesn't guide a decision. So let's talk about the real problem, and the real problem is not a skill, but it's just orientation. So most therapists don't fail because they are bad at marketing, but they fail because their marketing is built like a resume about themselves. So when a potential client, lands on your website, they usually see something like, my name is, I studied here, I trade in this, I am specialized in this and this, I offer this modality. But that information is not useless, but is just not the first thing an overwhelmed person really needs. Because clients don't arrive thinking like professionals. They arrive thinking like someone who is tired, private, anxious, maybe depressed, uncertain, and sometimes scared as well. So in the first seconds, they are asking silent questions like, am I in the right place? Is this for someone like me? Or will I feel safe? Or do you understand what I am really going through? Or what happens if I reach out to you? So if your messaging starts with describing your situation, just your resume, well, the client has to do the mental translation. So the client will ask himself or herself, so how does that help me? Because even if it's great that you are showing your credentials, that you say your name, your location, what you are doing in a very vague way, well, the client doesn't recognize himself or herself, because even if those informations are important, the client has needs and has expectations as well. And if the client is calling on Google, it's to find a solution to his or her problem. So that's why it's important to make your website in a way that your website is like offering the next step. Is your website is offering an orientation for your potential client. So if your messaging starts with you, then the client will always do the mental translation. How does that help me? Is this person really understanding what I am going through? So that's really important. And overwhelmed people in the end don't translate, but they will exit because they don't even have, they don't have, uh, there is no more energy inside their soul to think again, to work again, and to do some mental translation. So if people see that your website is vague, that they don't understand how you can help them and what is the next step, then they will just leave. So that's really the problem. So that's why so many therapists have good websites, professional websites in the end, but they don't convert. Not because they lack information, but because they lack orientation. So let's talk about the clinic in the forest problem, a website without a road. So now let's return to that metaphor. So a website without consistent traffic is a clinic in the forest. So let me describe that metaphor. So you can decorate the waiting room perfectly, you can write beautiful copy, and you can design the calmest color palette. If there is no road, no sign, no path, no access, no orientation, then people won't arrive. And when therapists don't get inquiries, they often internalize the problem. They conclude something personal. Maybe I am not meant for this. Maybe my niche is wrong. Maybe my work is not good enough compared to other pairs. Or maybe I am not visible enough. But this is not an identity problem. The problem is not you, but it's the infrastructure. So online, people don't find you because you deserve it, but they find you because there is a path to you. You have designed a bridge to get them to you. And by getting them to you, you will offer them a bridge from their current situation, their current problem, to the desired situation. So that path can be built slowly and ethically as well. But it has to exist. So if it doesn't, then the practice depends on luck. But luck is not a viable strategy. So now let's talk about the second big issue: therapists build websites that increase overwhelm. So now sometimes there is some traffic arriving on your website. People do land on the website, but the website feels like walking into a room with 10 conversations at once. Really a lot and a lot of friction. So multiple menus, long list of modalities, 5 buttons, maybe some pop-up, a sidebar, a blog feed, a media appearances section, more and more and more. So many informations in the end. So therapists do this for a good and genuine reason. They want to be helpful, thorough, and transparent as well. But for the client, it often creates the opposite effect because searching for therapy is already overwhelming. While they are already in a very negative situation, they may be anxious, they may be depressed, etc. So when the website also overwhelms your potential clients, well, the nervous system does something very simple in their brain. It closes the tab. So this is why minimalism in a therapist website is not an aesthetic trend. It's really clinical. It's really about orienting your potential client to a safe and simple next step. And by doing that, it will reduce the cognitive load at the exact moment someone is deciding whether it is safe or not to be seen. So a calm website doesn't just look better. It also regulates the visitor. It also regulates the visitor enough for a decision to become visible. So let's talk about the leaky bucket traffic without conversion. So there is also another pattern that's even more frustrating for many therapists and coaches, because some therapists do have traffic. They have a directory profile, they have referrals, they have some Google visibility through their Google business profile, and they have also some social. So people arrive, but they don't contact. There's no booking. Sorry, there's no call. There is no booked calls, and in the end, there are no inquiries. So this is not because people are lazy, but it's because again the pathway is really unclear. So therapy conversion is really about persuasion, but it's about reducing ambiguity and friction as well. So a client landing on your page needs to feel held through a simple sequence. They need to recognize themselves. They need to understand how you work. They need to feel safe about privacy and boundaries. And they need to know exactly what is the next step. And they also need the permission to take it without feeling exposed or pressured. So they need to feel that It's their own decision. So if those questions stay unanswered, while the client may genuinely like you and still do nothing, so that uncertainty will create a lot of freeze. Even if you are really an ethical therapist, a very great one, you really need to show them the next step. That's really something important and fundamental to understand and to remember as well. So most therapists unknowingly leave uncertainty everywhere because they are trying to be not salesy, and that's really a problem. But in the end, clarity is not a pressure, but ambiguity is. Because if there is so much ambiguity on your website, even if it might look great, even if you are providing a lot of value on it with a blog, or and even if you are describing a lot about yourself to show them that you are a great healthcare professional, well, in the end, it won't work because you need simplicity. You just need to create orientation. And to get a lot of conversion is not hard. To get a lot of inquiries, to get people to book a call or a first session is not hard, but you really have to understand them. So it's why on your website you need to talk in a language that they will recognize themselves with. So you need to use that language and not speak in your own words, in professional words. So now let's talk about why therapists keep changing everything and learn nothing in the end. So now the final reason is not technical, but it's psychological. So when therapists try to improve marketing, they often do it in a state of nervous system activation. So they change the homepage, then the bio, then the niche, then the price, then the platform, then they even change their service and their offer. So they are trying to make the discomfort go away. But when everything changes at once, well, nothing is measurable, it's chaos. I tried marketing, and and it didn't work. Well, it's normal because if you are changing so many things during a short lapse of time, then you can't learn what worked or not. So what really happened is really simpler. A system can't teach you anything if it's being rebuilt every week. So you need to make a much calmer approach. So the approach is this. You change one thing you're holding long enough to observe, you interpret the results without panic, and then you refine slowly. But you need to give time to your system to see the patterns, because every day there will be fluctuations. But what matters the most is the pattern in the end. After a few weeks, to really see how does the system work. So that is not hustle, but that's professionalism. So always remember, you change one thing and one thing only. That's really important. You hold it long enough to observe. You interpret the results without panic, and then you refine slowly. And if you have to refine something, you only change one variable at a time. So to finish this lesson, let's finish it with the premium reframe. You don't need to become someone else. So if getting clients has felt difficult, it doesn't mean that you are not good. It often means you built a practice that relies on luck, a clinic in the forest. So no road, no sign, no clear path, but just a lot of friction and a waiting room that accidentally overwhelms the very people you wanna help. So the solution is not to perform more, not to post more, not to work more or work harder, but it's to design access, to design the world, to design orientation. So to build one clear road to your work, to make the first experience calm instead of confusing, to replace ambiguity with orientation, to let the right person recognize, oh yeah, this is for me. Oh yeah, this person really understands what I am feeling or what I am going through. So in therapy, in the end, conversion is not persuasion, but conversion is clarity. And that clarity is really one of the most ethical things that you can offer to your potential clients and to your clients as well. So I hope that you liked this video. It was really an interesting topic to talk about. Obviously, it's a very huge topic and there are many other things to talk about. But I hope that this video will help you to reframe what you are thinking about getting clients, because in the end, it's not very difficult, but you just need to understand the very fundamentals of getting clients. And many therapists really do their best to attract the potential client through their websites, through blog, through social media, but you are just doing you are just doing things with bad strategies, because there are so many people talking online about some trends, some strategies about marketing. But marketing is not about trends, about hacks. It's really about fundamentals and about psychology in the end. So we will see each other for the next video, and I wish you a good week. Goodbye.